Hi, I'm Dusty Wissmath, and we're here at the TCO Fly Shop in Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. Today we're going to talk about rigging your fly reel from an arbor clear out to your fly. The knots that we're going to cover are one, the arbor knot to attach the backing to your fly reel, and then two loop-to-loop connections to attach the fly line to the backing, and then your leader to your fly line. Then we're going to talk about adding tippet to your leader with the surgeon's knot, and finally the clinch knot to attach your fly to the end of your leader. So let's get started. First, we're going to go to our line winding machine. So here we are at the line winding machine, and this makes it really easy. You can do it yourself without a machine, but believe me, it's a heck of a lot easier to use one. And you probably don't have one yourself, but you can certainly take it to your local fly shop. They'll be happy to do it for you. And so here's the first connection. We're going to take the spool off the reel, and then I'm going to tie the backing to it with that arbor knot. First thing that I'm going to do is tie a little overhand knot in the backing, wrap it around the arbor a couple of times, and then tie basically a slip knot around the standing end of the backing. Tighten it up, and then I'll put the spool onto the line winder. Now we've got a nice little counter on here, and I'm going to turn the machine on, and you'll see that I am going to hold this spool of backing lightly to maintain pressure. With my right hand, I'm just making sure that that backing goes onto the reel evenly. The next knot is a figure-8 loop. We're going to use this to attach the fly line to the backing. First thing you're going to do is fold your backing over to form a small loop. Then with your other hand, you're going to give the line a twist to form another loop. You're going to then take that first loop that you formed, bring it up through the loop that you've just formed, and tighten it. You can finish this with a half hitch, but we're just going to hit it with some UV glue. Now we're going to do that loop-to-loop connection using the loop in the backing that we just formed. Take that backing loop, put it through the loop of the fly line, put the spool of the fly line through that backing loop, and then pull it tight. The finished loop is going to look like a handshake or a square knot. If it looks like a girth hitch, then you're just going to have to reposition the loop. Now, I've got the fly line connected to my backing, and if again you don't have one of these machines, you can put a pencil through the spool, and you can put it between your knees or have a buddy hold it, and you can reel the line on yourself. But I'm going to use this machine. Now that we've got the fly line on the spool, let's take that spool off the machine, put it back on the frame of the reel, and we will attach our leader. Now we're going to attach the leader to the fly line using our second loop-to-loop connection. I'm going to take the loop of the leader, put it over the loop of the fly line, then I'm going to run the rest of the leader back through that welded loop in the end of the fly line. Once I pull that all through, tighten it up, it again is going to look like a square knot. Now, of course, during a day of fishing, you're going to have to rebuild your leader, and that's what we use a surgeon's knot for. To tie that surgeon's knot, we are going to oppose the ends of the piece that we're going to tie on and our existing leader. We're going to form a loop by pushing our hands together. We're going to run the tag ends through that loop once, run it through the loop twice, and then before we tighten it, we're going to lubricate it. Very important. Then we're going to set the knot by pulling all four corners. And there's your surgeon's knot. So there's loads of different knots that you can use to tie a fly on the end of your tippet. The best one is one that you can tie correctly and quickly. That's why we're going to use a standard clinch knot. What you're going to do is put the tip of the leader through the eye of the hook, and then depending upon the diameter of your tippet, let's say we're using 4X, I'll use 5 wraps. The thinner the leader, the more wraps you use. You're going to take the tag end of that leader, wrap it around the standing line, the requisite number of wraps, take that end, put it back through the loop, that you formed next to the eye of the hook. And now before you tighten it, lick it to lubricate it. Make sure those wraps are dressed. In other words, they're all lined up. Now you're gonna set the knot. So as we said earlier, there's loads of different knots you can use to accomplish any one of the tasks we've shown you. I use the knots that I'm familiar with and that I've tied for a long time. I hope this helps you out, and we'll see you on the water.